This is Glenn Rice with Clearview Sewer Cams. We're located at 6217 Melba Avenue, Woodland Hills, California, 91367. Today is May 27th, 2021. We're performing a video sewer inspection through a 4-inch black ABS sewer cleanout located on the right-hand side of the front door, just next to the pressure regulator in the planter area. And again, this is our 4-inch ABS cleanout here. This is our pressure regulator here. This runs around towards the front of our property here, and this goes towards our front door. And we went ahead and zeroed out our camera monitor here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and drop down and begin our video sewer inspection. And we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. What we'll do is we'll continue to push out. We do have a bathtub running on the far end of the house, and we're just going to keep pushing out, tend to push out, and to see where we tie into that area. So again, it does appear that we put a bit of a belly in this area here, as you can see, right around 17 feet 10 inches on the camera monitor. We start the belly, and so we'll continue to push out. And again, it appears we do have a belly in this area, so we'll continue to push out. And it does appear we pull out of our belly at approximately 25 feet, 7 inches, 26 feet on the camera monitor. So we do have approximately a 15-foot belly in that area. And so again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. Again, as I mentioned, we do have some water running in the master bedroom at the far end of the house. And again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. A little bit of a flat spot in that area. And again, it does appear that we are running back into a belly in this area. So again, we're going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, as we push out, we will be pushing out some of this debris and stuff, and that's going to free up some of this water that's being held back. And what's happening is that the toilet tissue and the tissue that's being put down the sewer is being flushed out, but it's not making it all the way out towards our city sewer tie-in, just because we do have some flat areas. And what's happening is the water is passing by, and then the waste is just being held up in that area. What we're going to do is we're going to pull back just a little bit. It does appear that this is our tie-in area here. As you can see the water bubbling there. We can see our tie-in there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and it is on the left-hand side of the driveway in the plant area, and we did mark it with a orange flag at 2 foot 9 inches deep. And again, this is our tie-in from the master bedroom here. And what we did is we flushed some water from the bathroom on the right-hand side of the house, and we're just going to see if that water passes by us. So what we're going to do is we're going to just pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we went ahead and flushed the toilet. So we do know that the water is passing from behind us. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, we're just going to continue to push out and attempt to reach our city sewer tie-in. And it does appear that we are heading down. Looks like we have a little more grade in this area. So we're just going to continue to push out. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And those joints appear to be in fair condition. We'll make a little bit of a turn. And those joints appear to be in fair condition. We'll make a little bit of a turn, and it does appear that we are transitioning to vitreous clay. This area here is right around our curb area. So again, what we'll do is we'll continue to push out, and again, we'll push out to our city sewer tie-in. And once we get into our city sewer tie-in, we'll pull back and mark these areas. As you can see, that we're coming up on a fairly large root intrusion in this area. As you can see, from about the 12 o'clock area all the way around to about the 6 o'clock area.
They come in with like really high
Okay, again, what we'll do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to push out. And again, we're just going to push out and attempt to reach our city sewer tie-in. And once we reach our city sewer tie-in, then we can pull back and take a good look at our line. But it does appear...
You can see it. Yeah, it's, I mean, you can see it growing a little bit.
Again, we're going to go ahead and continue to push in. And again, if we go completely submerged here, and again, just going to continue to push out. Okay, we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and pushed out, and we were able to push all the way out into our city sewer tie-in. We did have a few root intrusions along the way. We were able to push through that area, get the water cleared out, so we were able to see the roots. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment. We're going to locate this area, and then we'll pull back and mark these root intruded joints. So we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we went ahead and pushed all the way out into our city sewer tie-in, and we are out in the middle of the street. We did mark this area with an orange dot at 7 foot 8 inches deep. And again, this is our city sewer tie-in here, as you can see. And not much water moving right now. There's probably not a lot of people home and stuff right now, but this is our saddle area. We are dropping down into our city sewer tie-in. So again, we are going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and we'll take a good look at the vitreous clay as we pull back. A little bit of a gap in that joint there from about the 11 o'clock area all the way around to about the 6 o'clock area. And as we pull back, it does appear that we do have a fairly large root intrusion in this joint here. And again, very difficult to tell the overall condition of the joint just due to the root intrusion from about the 6 o'clock going all the way up to about the 12 o'clock area. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, as we pull back, you can see that we do have more root intrusion in that joint as well. And again, vitreous clay would need to be hydrojetted and re-inspected in order to determine the overall condition of the vitreous clay sewer line. As you can see, this is a fairly large root intrusion in this joint here. And again, very hard to determine the overall condition of that joint. So again, we would recommend that the line be hydrojetted and re-inspected. Again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Yeah, that joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, as we pull back, you can see that we do have another fairly large root mass in this joint here, holding back quite a bit of debris and buildup. You can see there's a lot of tissue and buildup here in this root intrusion here. I was able to punch through this area. We were holding back water in this area, and I was able to punch through and get the water to drain. So now that we can see, you can see that we do have a fairly large root intrusion in that joint. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And we are pulling back, we are transitioning back into our black ABS sewer pipe. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pause here for a moment, and we're going to locate this area. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and we did mark this area with an orange flag on the left-hand side of the driveway, just at the edge of the driveway in the front yard, with an orange flag next to the large tree, with an orange flag at 6 foot 10 inches deep. And again, this is our black ABS sewer pipe to vitreous clay transition. As you can see here, we're transitioning back into black ABS sewer pipe. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. Oh, I guess that, well, I didn't oversee this. We are still in vitreous clay. So again, we're going to pull back. We do have another root intrusion here, so we're actually going to pull back a little bit further. It did appear to be black ABS sewer piping. By the color of the piping, it did appear to be black ABS sewer piping, but as I pulled back more, we did transition back, and as you can see, we do have a root intrusion, and we're transitioning back into the vitreous clay. So there was possibly a short section of ABS in this area that had been repaired, and this area here could possibly be the repair that they had mentioned. They did mention that there was a repair done, and as you can see, this is black ABS sewer piping, and it is transitioning back into vitreous clay. So we're going to pause here for a moment. Okay, again, we're going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and again, we did have a short section here that had been repaired. Again, as you can see, this is black ABS sewer piping, and we did mark this area. We did think that this was our black ABS to vitreous clay transition, but as we pulled back, and we are transitioning back into vitreous clay here. So this was an actual repair that was done in the line, and so what we're going to do is we mark that area. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and what we'll do is we'll continue to pull back, and we'll mark this area here as this is our black ABS sewer piping to vitreous clay transition. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment and locate this area. Okay, again, we did mark this area here on the left-hand side of the driveway in the grass at 6 foot 8 inches deep. And we marked this area with an orange flag. And again, this is our transition from black ABS sewer piping to vitreous clay sewer piping. And as you can see here, it does appear to be our 4 to 6 transition as well. So we are transitioning from 4-inch black ABS sewer piping, transitioning to 6-inch vitreous clay sewer piping. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back, and those joints appear to be in fair condition. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. And those joints appear to be in fair condition. And you see here we do have a tie-in here. This is the tie-in from the master bedroom side of the house, from the bathroom at the furthest point on the left-hand side of the house. Here we ran the water to identify the area. So we did mark this area with an orange flag as well. And again, this is on the left-hand side of the driveway. And again, it's in the planter area. So again, we did mark it with an orange flag. So we continue to pull back. And as we pull back, you can see that we do holding some water in this area. We have a flat area here. You're holding some water, a little bit of debris will build up in that area. That joint appears to be in fair condition. So I'm going to continue to pull back. Again, as we pull back, that joint appears to be in fair condition. And again, as we pull back, you can see that we do have a little bit of a belly in this area here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause here for a moment, and we're going to mark this area here. So we'll pause here for a moment. Okay, we went ahead and located this area, and again, it's just to the left of the front door in the planter area, and we did mark it at with an orange flag. Again, so that's basically the starting of our belly, and as we pull in, as you can see, we are underwater in this area, so we are holding water in this area, and my camera is approximately 1.5 to 2 inches, 1 3/4 in diameter, and so we're covering the complete camera. So again, you can see that we are still holding water in this area. So we're going to continue to pull back, and as we pull back to about this area here, and this is about the starting of our belly. So we're going to pause for a moment. We're going to locate this area. Okay, again, we went ahead and located this area, and again, it is to the left of the front door in the planter area. So again, what we're going to do is we're just going to pull back. And again, this is the starting of our belly here. So we did mark the starting of the belly and the end of the belly. And as I pushed the camera through, it was quite a bit of little buildup in some tissue and things that were holding back water in this area. So by me getting that pushed out, it possibly made the belly a little bit shorter than it is. But over time, if there's not enough movement in this area, that belly will continue to get a little bit larger. So again, we're just going to go ahead and continue to pull back. And again, we are in the black ABS sewer pipe, and we're coming back, make a little bit of a turn, and we're going to pull up and out of our clean out, and that will conclude our video sewer inspection.